Hi there and welcome. This is December 6th trade recap. I had three trades on this day. Tough day. Three losing trades. I really want to focus on the big picture because for me, I feel like that's where I get myself into trouble with trades is the big picture. I can get stuck on something that looks good on my entry chart. So first trade, or sorry, all three trades, what I did was I put these blue lines as close to the 5 minute close of the candle as possible so that you can see it more on my tick chart. But first trade right here, the biggest thing I notice in hindsight is we're very flat. The market is very flat. And that's why I like to use the EMAs. I don't use them as, looking for a pullback to the EMA or anything like that, but it helps me see the direction of the market. And you can see the 20 crosses the 50 here above and then gets below and then above and then almost touch and then above and then almost touch and then we start to get in an upward trend. But through here we're very sideways and very, I guess, unknown would be the right word. So one thing I've really tried to narrow my game in on is if we're way oversold on the RSI, like below this 30 line, and way off of the EMAs, we could look for a long trade back into that area and vice versa for a short. Um, Somewhere up here, and again, this is after hours, or I guess that's late afternoon hours. But if you had this kind of picture hanging out above the 70 RSI and looking like it's hitting resistance, you could look for a short. But for the most part, I want to be taking longs when the picture's more like this, and I want to be taking shorts more when the picture's like this. I want to stay out of this stuff here. And on this day, I just got caught. This is probably a day where maybe there was no trades for me, or probably there was no trades for me. But I just feel like I got myself caught up. So these three bars leading into my trade are none of them are good solid bars. Huge tails, tails on both sides. There's nothing strong whatsoever about this picture. And I took three shorts, probably because I'd been shorting the market a lot. So I'm going to show you. Um, I threw everything on the picture, but on my other screen I have the actual market, so I'll show you instead of the screenshot. But I went short here. Again, it doesn't really show you much. You can see how I got trapped here. This looks like a pretty good picture to drop. We've got, if you draw a line straight across there, we've got some divergence down. There's reasons to go short here. Um, I don't see any reasons to go short here on this chart. So out of the three, this picture I can live with the fact. No, I can't even say that. I can see why I wanted this short, but the first and the third I don't get it. And if I look at this, I took that first short right after this bar was formed. There's nothing telling. I mean, this is a bull bar. EMAs are flat. The only thing on this chart that would say to go short would be that, our 20 is below our 50, but we're also coming into the 20, the natural cycle line 20 here. Uh, there's no short. Here, same thing. We just finished a bull bar and then we have a little bear bar. What suggests that this is going to be a short? Now, in hindsight, if I look over here, I just missed it. But even if I entered here and was rewarded with a, you know, 40-point trade or 150 ticks or something like that, it wouldn't have been a good trade. I think it would have been a lucky trade had I got in here and you know what I mean? Because the market didn't go down that way. So that's what I'm really focusing on. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm going to bring this chart over. I put it on a 20 tick just so I could show you everything, but here it is on the 10 tick, which is my setup chart that I normally show. But I'll just show you quickly all three. First one I think just coming in right here. So again, I'm anticipating the bar closing because it's 10:09:35. So this is where the bar closes. But the last bar clearly was a bull bar, right? I don't need to look at the bar chart to see that. Um, I guess I probably was like this and saw this, but I mean, if I get looking for this too much, I can find divergence to look like a trade in, it never comes back and retest. I broke so many rules here. Okay, so many rules. And I even got lucky on this trade. I kind of forgot that I did hit some profit here. I assume this is 45. Yeah, 45 and then a small stop. I must have moved my stop up a little bit. Yeah, none of this is making sense because why did I move my stop to there? Anyways, maybe because of this. Not a good trade. There's just nothing there. Let's go to 2. And I mean, you're going to have these days, or at least I am. The guys that I follow and watch and try to learn from, everyone's going to have these days. Same thing, just trying to make it fit. You know what I mean? Um, we had some resistance, support and resistance from the opening tick. That's what that pink line is. But what am I seeing? I'm assuming something like this. Um, not a great picture. Little bit of divergence, little bit, not bad, but again, I got to revert back to we're just in an area where I'm not expecting the market to necessarily drop. Like I said, had I got in here or had my stop been just a little bigger, um, and you held to the bottom, yeah, there's 200 ticks there, but it never set up on the big time frames. And then same thing here. This was pure revenge, guaranteed. Because look at this setup. There is none whatsoever. This was me just thinking, oh, okay, we've had a big push down. We're gonna have another leg down, and this is here, and then the tiniest bit of divergence here, and then it's hard to see, but I entered right after that wick down bar. Just chasing the market, 2 losses, whatever. So ugly day. I was minus. Let me check my records here. Probably that was my worst day. 257, minus 257 on the day. Yeah, just ugly trading. Started out with a bad read. Second one was a bad read. Third one was just pure mental mistake, chasing the market. So, but again, I got to revert back to this chart right here. This is where we make our living. It's the entry chart for me is just to tighten up my stops. It's not to be looking for anything. It's not to be looking for trades. It's to be confirming entries when I see the trade set up here. And there's just nothing telling me to go short here. There's not really anything telling me to go short here. And there's nothing telling me to go short here. So, anyways, that's December 6th. And we did rebound on December 7th. And that will be coming up next. Thanks for tuning in.